In this video, I'm gonna show you how to do color gel photography with the cheapest gears in the market right now. What's up guys, welcome to Ionic Tech. Are you intimidated by big studio strobes, or you simply don't have the budget to buy one right now? You want to take colored gel portraits, but you don't want to go to a studio or rent a full studio every single time? Well, I got good news for you. You can use this and be able to take colored portraits like these. So let's start with the actual prerequisites before we talk about the lights. Of course, you cannot take a photo without the camera, right? So let's start with the camera. Really, any camera with a hot shoe mount will work. This can be on the cheaper end. Nothing fancy, it doesn't need to be full frame, okay? So you have full control of the lights, so you don't need very high dynamic range of the more expensive cameras. So for me, I got this camera about 3 years ago. It's full frame, but as I said, you don't really need full frame camera for this kind of photography. But I just also recently got a Canon RP, which if you can see in my last video, I did an unboxing and then talked about it. As long as you have this and you know how to use it and you can connect it with the lights, then it will work. So for the actual lights, which is really the star of this video, we have here a bunch of speedlights, right? Instead of using a bunch of $1,000 strobes, I'm using very cheap basic speedlights. These are one of the cheapest that you can find in the market right now. I have two types, so you can see here in the brand, this is Sunpack DF4000U, same as this one. They are both available in Best Buy, and these are actually very cheap. They go for around $60 or less if it is on sale. So again, Sunpack basic speedlight, you can find this in Best Buy, $60 a piece. The other speedlight I have here is the Yongnuo 565EX. This retails for around $80. You don't really need very fancy speedlights with ETTL and any advanced features, because you'll mainly be using the manual mode. Okay, so yeah, right there. So it says M. That means it will be in manual most of the time that you actually use it. Okay, so I currently have 5 of these speedlights in total, which brings the price to just around $340, which is actually half the price of one Godox AD400 Pro. So think about that. 5 speedlights for half the price of one studio light. But the main drawback, of course, something has to give, right? So they're cheap. You actually get a lot less light output, and it's very directional, so it goes here, as opposed to the studio lights where you have an exposed bulb. So you get very significantly lower light output. But the main advantage is that you have 5 lights instead of half a light, and you can do a lot more with 5 lights than half a light. So you can't really do anything with half a light, right? You have to spend more to get even one. So here's what gives all the colors. Okay, these are the gels that I use. These things are very cheap and very reusable. They don't break easily, mainly because your speedlights won't get hot anyway, so it doesn't really burn the plastics. So let's take a look. Each package comes with a lot of colors, as you can see here, with cards that tell you what they are. So you can see how much f-stop will be lost if you use them. Yeah, so you have a lot of colors here. So I got a few of them. I got 3 here. Currently, I probably have more in the storage. Let me just line them up so you can actually see how they look like, the colors. That's why I have this white background. So yeah, you have so many different colors here. and I will show you later how to attach them to the speedlights. These are the color gels for speedlights. They look different if you're using mono lights or studio lights, but for speedlights, this is the best one that I found in Amazon. It's called Selens lighting filters. I will leave a link below for where you can get these. These are very cheap. They go for about $15 per set, and they come with this rubber that you can use to attach to the speedlights. Alright, so we call them gels, but they are not actually gels.
What?
They're just thin pieces of colored heat-resistant plastic. So you might be wondering, why on earth are we calling them gels then? Well, here's a quick history. In Shakespearean era theater, red wine in a glass container was used as a light filter. But in later days, colored water was used. Then after a few years, gelatin-based material became the material of choice up until 1979. But that was also problematic because the heat from all the lights made the gelatin base solidify, and so basically not reusable. But it was used up until 1979. But the name gel, it continued to be used today to refer to these color gels. I will leave a link below for all the gears that I recommend. They may be affiliate links, so I may get a small commission if you use them, but they will be absolutely at no cost to you, and it will greatly help our channel as we are just starting out. Back to it. So because we have very small speed lights, we only need very small gels. So I'm going to show you right now how they go to the speedlight, right? So first you have to do is attach the bands, right, like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then you can attach the gels. Pull the band and slide in the gel on the side, and then on the other side you just have to make sure that the gels are covering the entirety of the flash head, so that no light escapes on the side and gives you uncolored light. So run a test very quickly. If I flash this down, right, it's gonna be red. I don't know if the camera can see that. Yeah. This will not get hot, so it will not burn, and you can use this as many times as you want, basically, unlike the old days when they're actually gels. Alright guys, so before we go to our last item, I just want to say that stick around, and at the end of this video I'm gonna show you an actual photo shoot, a behind the scene footage of me doing this color gel portraits with just speedlights. Also, we are giving away a free PC game. All you have to do is click that like and subscribe button and leave a comment below. We will select the lucky winner in our next video. Alright, so the last thing we need is a flash, trigger, and a few receivers. We need to be able to trigger the light remotely. You don't want cables all over your studio or your home studio. So to do that, my gear of choice, which is also one of the cheapest gears you can find in the market right now, is the Yongnuo YN622C. C for Canon. Alright, so 622 is the actual model number. So the way this works is that this goes to the camera where you control everything, and then the receivers go to the speedlights. So they go for around $45 each, which is a lot cheaper than some of the other brands. And you only need one transceiver, so one controller, okay? So I'm going to show you where to put this. So this goes on top of the camera on the hot shoe mount right there. So I'm going to lock it in place. And then, so you basically need as many receivers as you have speedlights, right? If you want to control them remotely. So yeah, this goes to the hot shoe as well of the flash. So I'm going to turn this on. See right there, so you can choose channel and the group. So currently this one is set to group B. So you have with this triggers and receivers, you have 3 groups, A, B, and C, and 3 channels, so you can control as many as that. Alright, so I'm gonna show you that with this you can actually control it remotely. You can set, like for example right now the power is set to 1/32. So if I say set the power to 1/64, like that, and then if I turn on my camera right there, I just took a picture of the flash right there. So now you can see it being triggered remotely. Okay, so I just added another flash right here. So I just want to show you that you actually can trigger as many of them as you need to. They can share channels, for example. So this is currently set to B right there. So I'm gonna set it to channel 1 and letter C, and then I can control it remotely right here. I can say, for example, right now it's in ETTL, but I don't need it to be on ETTL, so I'm gonna set it to manual at 1/32. And there you go. They just got triggered remotely, and one is blue and one is red. Alright guys, so just to recap, you only need very cheap gears to be able to do this kind of photography, especially in small spaces, like, you know, if you have a studio in your living room like I do. They work really well with that. You only really need a bunch of speedlights, and then colored gels or colored filters, attach them to it, and then the trigger and the receivers, and that's it. So as promised, here's a behind the scene footage of doing a photo shoot with just 3 speedlights. So if you would like me to create a breakdown video of one of my lighting setup, please head over to my Instagram page shown in the screen right there. Suggest one in the comments below of which one you'd like me to create a breakdown of the lighting setup. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this information useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. This will greatly help us as we are just starting out. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.